Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of the CDR Show. Today we're going to be talking about Battlefield Hardline, which is actually the first Battlefield game I've played. I don't know why. I bought this one for a couple bucks. We'll get into more of that towards the end of the video, but I just was really in the mood for a first-person shooter, and I was like, hey, I'm going to download this one for some reason. It's probably not tied into anything, like the number ones or Bad Company 1 and 2. Those are kind of intertwined. I do hope to get to those eventually, depending on if I find them. Really, I know I have a couple of them because they were like really cheap. They're like a couple dollars on the PlayStation sales store every so often. But we're just about the 10th anniversary. It came out in March of 2015. PS3, PS4, PC, Xbox One, Xbox 360. Yep, almost forgot that. How could I forget that? I actually got this digitally on the PS4, so really living up to the pun of CDR. Got all these discs back here. No Battlefield. I don't know. It was just kind of cheap. It was like, well, we'll talk about that at the end. We'll talk about how much it was. Let's get into it. It's apparently the 14th installment of the game. I don't quite see how that's real. Especially since it went since 2002. This is the 14 since 2002. Were they doing one a year? Because as far as Wikipedia wants to tell me, at least, this takes place between 3 and 4, which I thought they were war games. So I don't know if it takes place between those really, or if it has anything to do with 4. So it takes place between 3 and 4. If it actually relates to those, who knows? So let's get started with the story. I'll try and put a timestamp at the bottom for how long the story part of this is. We're going to go a little bit through each mission. I'm not going to fucking ramble on word for word what each motherfucker says. I got shit to do, you got shit to do, and we're trying to have fun here. So it starts off, we're actually going to jail. Oh well, I guess we're going to break out of jail. Maybe we're a bad guy. No, you're not a bad guy. Fuck you, you're doing a drug bust. You're actually a cop. Because I guess that makes sense. Yeah, start us in jail. That's not confusing to the player. But it's actually kind of dope. I mean, you can either play, fucking aggressive and just kill, or you can play like how I played. I tried to arrest people. That's how I try to play stealthily, which I'm not good at stealth, so I fucked up on that quite a bit, but that's just how I try to play. You can play stealthily, and then you arrest people, and that gets you experience. I don't know if just shooting your way out of scenarios gets you experience, or at least as much. But I specifically did this because I knew it gives you more experience, and I was also trying to get the trophy for reaching the top level of cop you can be, level 15, which took quite a while, which I played stealthily through pretty much most of this game until the last couple levels where I actually got to level 15 and got that. So anyway, back to this drug bust. I don't know if it's necessarily a drug bust. I think they just kind of worked for the gang and were like, fuck it, you guys are done for. And it's kind of the beginning. It's pretty dope, actually. It got me excited to play this game when we do this bust. It's just them playing some cards and we're holding our gun at them, and then we're just arresting them one by one. And then out of nowhere, just boom, it's exploding from the bathroom, just shotguns, and we die.
Otherwise. Fuck you!
No, I don't suck that badly. I played on easy mode. Yeah, I got a life and shit to do. I played on easy mode and got the achievements, or the trophies for easy. A little bit more on the trophy guide a little bit later in this video. So that's pretty much how the game starts. We get into level 1 and we're going on the streets of Miami with our new partner, Kai, I believe is her name. We're playing as this fucking PS3 Tom Hardy looking motherfucker. I don't know exactly what he's supposed to be.
It's Kern, stupid!
He kind of he's forgettable. He's a forgettable motherfucker. Everybody in this game is actually forgettable. I didn't even remember our partner's name until I was going through and rewatching the cutscenes to write out what I wanted to talk about for each mission. And we're trying to find an informant in this level for drugs? I don't fucking remember. Because the beginning half of this game is so fucking forgettable because they gloss right over it about halfway through and you're on something completely different to where it felt like none of this even mattered at all. They try to make the show feel like a series. They even do like an opening credits thing. Like how you see on Law & Order. It's supposed to be CSI Miami, but all my real ones know we're a Law & Order SVU household here, so you are too. So we find the informant, and he tells us that they're protecting this guy, so we're like, oh, fuck, we gotta go find this guy. I actually didn't realize he helps us later on in the game. I even wrote in my script, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't remember him at all. Rewatching the cutscene from the first level, it was the guy from this level who we're trying to protect as the police, but some shenanigans might happen to where we're no longer the police, is all I'm going to say.
What an odd thing to say.
And then our partner dies.
Talk about this
Hey!
Not exactly, but she gets shot, so it's kind of the same thing. She survives 2 gunshots. That's cool. We can all do that, apparently. 50 Cent sure could. Episode 2 is basically just a bunch of detective work, and we're finding clues.
Ooh. Oh, I just started getting a clue.
Really?
Yeah, I'm totally getting a clue.
Scooby-Doo motherfuckers out here finding clues, I don't know. And then we find the bad guys, what I'll call them, because I honestly, who the fuck was this guy? And he didn't matter. He dies in level 4. Spoiler alert, he's fucking dead.
I am shocked and appalled.
And we're moving on completely after that. Like, you put 40% of your game into this, and then the 60% it just kind of overshadows, and who gives a shit, really? The game just takes a fucking 90-degree turn. Yeah, 90, not a 180. If you do a 90, then you're turning completely around. If you do a 180, you're still going in the same direction. Yeah, a fucking 90. So episode 3, we're in the swamp, and just fuck this level. Absolutely fuck this level. We're fucking driving a speedboat through the swamp. There's alligators, and that's fucking bullshit. I hate any game that has some hissing animals that's gonna attack you. That shit's terrifying.
Do alligators alligate? I don't know. Yes, I'm scared.
Fuck that. Fuck this game. Fuck this level in particular, but maybe not the game. Maybe the game. We'll find out at the end about the game. It's kind of like that episode of The Simpsons where they go to Florida and they kill that gator, but it's actually nothing like that because that was a lot more fun, and this was just horrible. We get a grappling hook, which is cool, and we get a zip line, which fun.
Hey, a laser! How come you don't have a laser, Woody?
We never you have to use this again, technically. The zip line you never have to use again, except for kind of, but you don't really set it up. Somebody else kind of sets it up, so you don't technically use it. And the grappling hook, you can completely ignore that for the rest of the game if you really want to, unless you want to go for a trophy at the very end. We go through this stadium thing to find the bad guy, as I'm choosing to call him.
It's Kern, stupid!
Because I'm not going to look up what the fuck that guy's name is. He's about to die anyways. And this stadium is like completely skippable for some reason. You can literally, all you have to do is attack one enemy, and then you can just avoid the rest of the people who are there. It doesn't really make any sense, honestly. You can skip everything and just cut the alarms. And then you're at the bad guy's spot, and he says fuck it, and he just takes off in a speedboat. So that was useless. Except we track him immediately. Like, literally, like, I don't even know how they tracked him. They just found him immediately. And we go through this warehouse. We get shot at. It's actually kind of a pain in the ass because there's no cover. And the health system, it's horrible. But more on that a little bit towards the end. So we find him, and then we're interrogating him. And then remember that cop from the beginning of the game? From that drug bust? Yeah, he's fucking crooked.
I am shocked and appalled.
And guess what? Kai's crooked too.
I am shocked and appalled.
But we decide we're not going to go that route. We arrest people, we don't shoot them, and we don't take money from bribes. It's not really a bribe, but it's evidence, and it's drug money, so we don't take it, because we're a good guy. Tom Hardy is, at least.
It's Kern!
Episode 4, just kidding. It was a test. Well, Kai being crooked was a test, at least. The cop from the beginning of the game, he is crooked still. Actually, and he did take the money and kill that guy. He most definitely is crooked. So we infiltrate yet another warehouse to kill the crooked cop, but oh wait, our partner's in trouble again, like the first level where she got shot. So guess who has to save her? Again, us. So we save her with the crooked cop from the beginning of the game, who honestly I can't fucking remember his name. He's bullshit and he's barely even in the fucking game. even though he kind of is the best character, but he's barely used in the game, so I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? So us and the Crooked Cop from the beginning of the game actually have to work together one last time to save Kai, and we do. And then we go to arrest him. But fuck us, because they actually are crooked, and they go ahead and arrest me instead.
I am shocked and appalled.
I don't know why, but I'm arrested now. And we're going to jail for a long time. So we break out in episode 5, and it's actually a whole stealth mission. And there's actually a trophy where you have to stay stealthy the entire mission. I played this mission 4 times. There's a trophy tied to it that you don't get detected once. And I didn't get detected once all 4 tries. I got 0 fucking trophy. Yeah, that shit's glitched or something, and it fucking pissed me off and made me waste about 2 extra hours than I needed to. So we get to the end of this level, and guess who's there to save us? The guy from the first level who we're protecting, and Kai. Kai's not crooked after all.
I am shocked.
So in episode 6, we start off in this car lot, which is to find information. I think it's about the chief, but honestly, who the fuck can remember that shit? I'm pretty sure it was about the chief. And it somehow takes us to a junkyard where we find a new friend who, by the end of this game, acts like we've been friends our whole lives.
You've been a good friend. The best I could ask for. You were there at the beginning.
Which is really kind of weird. And after this junkyard, we're in a high-speed chase, and this is actually fucking bullshit. I hate the fucking driving in this game. It's absolute garbage. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about this driving for a second. I feel like a lot of first-person shooters, especially around this late PS3, early PS4 cycle, were doing like these, oh, look at what we can do now. We're not just boots on the ground Call of Duty, we can drive. I feel like this started around Black Ops, actually, with like the jet ski level, which I was fine with that. That wasn't too terrible. It wasn't necessarily great, don't get me wrong. But driving a car in first-person shooters is just fucking horrendous. Whoever keeps doing this needs to stop. Because especially in this driving segment, if you fuck up once, then you have to restart all the way back at where you start the driving segment. And I was playing on the easiest mode because I have a life and I work a full-time job. I don't got time to be playing fucking first-person shooters that I'm not going for the platinum for on the hardest difficulty. So I'm playing on easy, and if you do one fuck up, you have to restart. How is the easiest mode? Or do I might just suck a lot. That might be why, actually. So we start off episode 7 with some of just the worst fucking dialogue I think I've ever heard. This game is full of a horrible story and dialogue. I'm just going to get that out of the way. If you don't believe me, I got a clip here for you, so just...
On Olympus. That's some kind of code?
Actually, that's a real neighborhood, believe it or not. And the party's tonight.
Kai and I'll check it out. You up for that?
I'm not much of a party girl, but... all right.
Sexy.
What an odd thing to say.
I probably already put some clips in, but this one stood out to me. I was like, this one has to get recorded and put in the video. So episode 7, ideally you're doing a lot of stealth. You're just fucking... What we're there to do is to go in this mansion and set up a bug for the chief's meeting. But the meeting gets pushed up and we're actually stuck in the building during the meeting. And the chief isn't there, so... kind of a fuck you. We're not actually doing anything. We're just going and trying to escape this mansion, going through various stealth segments, and luckily I was playing this game pretty stealthily the whole time to kind of train for these, because this does happen pretty often where you just get fucked if you don't play stealthily. So, don't play like you're in an action movie, I guess, or be a child. I remember when I was a child playing first-person shooters and those stealth segments. It fucking sucks. It's hard, especially for a kid to fucking do stealth. That's bullshit. So episode 8 is actually my favorite episode of the entire game. We're meeting with that guy from episode 6, his ex, because her dad has a safe cracker. Why? I don't know why we're going through so many hoops for a safe cracker, but here we are. But guess what? It's a trap.
I am shocked and appalled.
So from what I took from this is we're actually in like a compound cult of some old white ex-military weed growers. I don't quite understand. I think they grow weed. Wasn't it legal there in 2015 or just about to be? So pretty much we escape from the compound. We get my inventory back stealthily because you have to for a trophy, and this trophy's absolute bullshit actually, because there's like fucking 30 guys in this compound. That's an exaggeration, but it's actual bullshit, and I don't like stealth if I have to. When I'm forced to do it, I don't like stealth. I like to do it sometimes, but when I'm forced to for a trophy or something, that's just frustrating and annoying. I don't like it. I'm not good at it, never have been. Maybe I will be. Maybe we'll try out Hitman one day on this channel, who knows. So after we get my inventory back, we actually go to the airstrip and we're flying out of this bitch. Kind of. Our friend from episode 6, I don't remember his name. Don't remember anybody's name in this game. I only remember Kai's because of a video of the actual cutscenes in the game. Is that good storytelling? Is that why this company shut down after this game? I don't know. But anyways, we're at the airstrip, and there's a lot of enemies here, and we actually had to go in a tank. That's pretty cool. And then another tank shows up, and I'm pretty sure that girl's dad is in the tank, but she seems worried about her tracking device after, so maybe he wasn't. I like to think that he was in that tank that we blew up because he was racist, so it's okay.
Oh, and Marcus, just so we're clear, race is not a factor here. My dislike of you is strictly personal.
What an odd thing to say.
Episode 9, this is literally just a heist mission. We start at the ground level, and we have to work our way all the way up to the penthouse, doing various stealth segments on every floor. It's actually not great. It's just the same stealth you've been doing this entire time. But by this point, I was already level 15, so I didn't really bother with that bullshit, and I just kind of killed everyone. So we make it up to the penthouse, and we crack the safe after fighting 2 waves of enemies, not stealthily, so that was cool. And the guy we're supposed to be protecting from episode 1 gets shot. Oh no! Who gives a fuck, really? I don't know, that guy was kind of whatever. So then we take a zipline out of there because the fucking building is exploding. There's actually a trophy here that's kind of bullshit. You have to kill somebody while you're in the air flying around on your zipline thing. You kind of have like 2 seconds to do it. I had to retry once, but I got it because, you know, I'm different, you know, quirky. But yeah, we get to the boat, and that's the end of episode 9. Setting us up for our final episode, the series finale, not season, because they didn't make a sequel. Probably won't either.
And now, you get to see how it ends.
Episode 10, we're on the Chief's Island. This motherfucker has an island. No, we're not in Far Cry 3. We're still playing Battlefield. How does he have an island? Like, why are you even bothering showing up to do your chief activities? For connections and to make appearances? You're already rich. What are you gonna do? You already have everything. At the end of this level, you'll see he's got a shit ton of stuff. I don't understand why he's still doing this, actually. We get through some stealth segments, and then we're at the chief's house, I guess is what you'd call it. I mean, is it a vacation house? Is it you live here? I don't even know where exactly this island is. We just kind of drive off on a boat to this island. But anyways, we're here, and you can either do 2 decisions. You can do the stealthy decision and use your grappling hook from earlier and climb up the left side of the building, which you do have to do for a trophy. So I went ahead and did that. And then I went ahead and did the other option, which is actually drive a motorcycle onto the grounds, jumping the gate. It's actually pretty awesome. That's what I actually ended up doing for the actual playthrough. I restarted the checkpoint to actually get to this motorcycle because I was kind of lost. Not gonna lie, it took me like 5 minutes plus, and I had to look up a video anyways to find this motorcycle. So yeah, I jumped the gate with the motorcycle, had to fight off a couple waves of enemies, and then we found the chief, and then a cutscene happens, and then he's dead. That feels anticlimactic, but doesn't it always in these first-person shooters? You're just kind of shooting the entire time. But he knew we were going to shoot him, and he left us a note. Guess what the note is? We inherit everything! He has like a whole underground cave full of treasure and gold and armory and everything. And do we take it? Who knows? It's a sequel setup. Except we're never going to get that sequel probably because it's been 10 years, and the original studio who made it, I just found out, shut down. Like, I literally just found that out before I hit record, because I had to look up when the game came out, because I forgot to do that before. But yeah, we probably will never know. But honestly, do we care? So that's the story done. I want to go ahead and start off talking about the actual graphics of the game. So this did come out on the PS3, and I am playing this digitally on the PS5, which is technically a PS4 copy. It doesn't look good. It looks like a PS3 game on the trying to run on the PS5. There's also a lot of frame drops. That wasn't great. Didn't love that. Next up, I want to talk about the shooting itself. It doesn't feel particularly good. It feels kind of clumsy. Like, I've played a lot better first-person shooters. It feels like a PS3 shooter, but not a good one like Call of Duty. It feels like the shooting mechanics in Far Cry 3, which, fun game, but the shooting mechanics were not great. In my opinion, at least, the shooting, it feels like that. I'm sure a lot of people have played that one more than that have probably played this game, because Far Cry 3's story is good. So the gun options, I didn't feel like there was actually a lot. I typically use the MP5 with a suppressor and then the standard pistol. Towards the end, I started using the AK because I had realized I unlocked the AK. I was like, oh, that's a better gun. I'll use that with the suppressor instead. Yeah, I kept the suppressor on pretty much the whole time because you never know when there's going to be a stealth segment, so you might as well just in case. It worked out pretty decently, I suppose. I got through the game, so I can't complain too much, but I don't feel like there was too many options for guns, which I guess makes sense for a police officer. Well, a police officer for 40% of the game, I should say. Voice acting, it's bad. Like, the story is whatever, but the voice acting and the writing, I just didn't like it. A lot of it stood out for just being so awkward and cringy, which I don't know if that's trying to parody like the CSI Miami type show or what it is, but it felt awkward. Also, the game goes by episodes, not levels, so it really is leaning into that CSI type show thing while you're playing a game, which is kind of awkward. And the last thing I want to talk about is kind of like the stealth system. There's not any good cover system really in here. You have to use your scanner to mark enemies and find some that have warrants. Yeah, for a trophy, you don't want to kill anybody with warrants. I didn't do that bullshit. I'm not doing all that. Because you kind of really have to find them first, because it's so easy to just get caught, and if you restart, you have to do it again. So it wasn't worth it for me to go for that trophy. Especially since I wasn't doing a platinum run on this, just because of my rule. There's 3 online trophies. I'm not doing online trophies, and I'm not doing time trial trophies for the most part either. So this one was automatically disqualified for me. Most first-person shooters, at least modernly, have online trophies, so I don't really ever go for platinums on those. One that comes to mind that I actually did platinum somewhat recently was 2019 or so, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That one was actually purely story, so I actually had a great time doing that platinum. This one, not so much. Especially with that fucking glitched one from episode 5 with the stealth. Fuck that trophy. That cost me about an additional 2 to 3 hours. I'm still mad about it, actually. The arrest system isn't great either, per se. You kind of have to keep your taser or gun aimed at them. If there's more than one enemy, you're kind of screwed. If there's like 3 or so, you're not probably going to get them all, unless you have a teammate there to help. It's not a great system, I'd say. It really feels like it should be easier, and it takes too long, and people can detect you while you're arresting. So it's just not a great system overall, in my opinion. And the clue system is just horrible. I didn't even bother with that bullshit. There's a trophy for you only having to do it in 3 levels. I didn't even bother doing the 3 levels, let alone the entire game. Finding the clues in every level is also a trophy. I'm not doing that. It was just horrible. I didn't like the clue system at all. It tells you how far away you are sometimes if you're close enough, which is nice. However, it's just not worth it. There's so many clues and they're so useless. They only give you experience, which wasn't really necessary for me to even reach level 15, so it was kind of pointless for me to do that at all unless I was going for the platinum run. Finally, I'm pretty sure I said finally the last thing I wanted to talk about, but I do want to quickly mention the health system. Not very good in this. At least it's not med packs, but it's actually regenerative health, but it takes a while, and you don't have a lot of health because you're just a regular person, and they want to make sure you know that. This ends in Call of Duty where you have a decent amount of shots to yourself. You can at most take like 4 or so before you're like bleeding. Like you gotta get out of there quickly. Because if you take another shot or two, you're done for and you're having to reset in this game.
What you're saying is, I'm indestructible.
Oh, no, no. And in fact, even a slight breeze could...
Indestructible.
Which was kind of annoying just because there's so many enemies in every single area. So you can't really do stealth. And you can't really do shootouts. So what are you supposed to do here with this health system? Not very much. So there should be a picture coming up on your screen in the next couple seconds. I might do a voiceover and this might get cut. But I paid about $4 plus tax for this game. So not very much money really, especially considering I spent 8 hours on this game. About 50 cents an hour, which is really good, but is it quality? Oh, who knows? I guess I kind of do. So overall out of this game, it feels like the perfect example of a 6 out of 10. Like, it's not necessarily bad, but it's not very good either. It's not really a game I'd plan to revisit ever, really. If I ever did, it would be like 10 years from now. I'd be like, what was that one? I don't remember that. That was fun, wasn't it? Wasn't it fun? No, it wasn't that fun. It wasn't that fun. So that wraps up the very first episode of the CDR Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun writing out the bullshit about this game, and I'm going to have fun editing this because I have some dumbass clips because I'm stupid to put in. So it's going to be fun. Got episode 2 on the way, coming soon. It might not be for everyone, but hey, this one's not for everyone either. So just if you have fun, come hang out and watch me ramble about nonsense for hopefully not very long. I just looked at the recording and it's been going for about 40 minutes now, so probably time for me to wrap this up. Go ahead and edit it. I fucked up a lot, so it won't be anywhere near that long in video length, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.